Ladies and gents, welcome back for some sim racing for your eyes, ears and sensual pleasures. In the absence of any real form of motorsport, this is what you've got. Embrace it. So we are back with the Infinity GT Manufacturers Series, hosted by SimFx, sponsored by Infinity Decals. And this is Dragon Trail Gardens fictional circuit, yada yada yada. It's a good circuit, I really enjoy it. And we'll take you through the reverse grid. So lining up, P1 Sebastian has 91. Missed out on the first race. I can't remember why. I think he was just running a little bit late, so he's into first position for this one. Thundercat 2RS, who had a shocker at Brands, lines up on the front row of the grid. Dragon Trail Mutt 36, who again had a shocker at Brands, just didn't they? You remember he went off the circuit, and that sort of put him right down at the back. He's going to be lined up in third in this one, right behind his teammate. LBJ007 in the Mercedes. The Mercs are a good car. There will be a good car around here, but at Brands they just weren't very well suited. Rizzler King did the Mazda, needs no introduction. The Pool King, similar to OBJ, just wouldn't have had a good time at Brands, but will probably favour this circuit a lot more. James Harben, so this we're coming up to the first of the sort of more serious players, I guess. So James in the OP Alpha, probably not its best circuit. It's more of a power circuit than a twisty turny one, but the Alpha should still do well. Then there's Moi in P8. Had a disappointing outing at Brands, but there we go, that's racing. Then the Porkers, so Pav 46, Tricky Tree in the other Alpha, Pot in the other Porker. Fat Pickles Bro pulled off that brilliant no-stop race at Brands, you'll remember, and then the alien that is ADX Dawson is going to be starting 13th and dead last from this one. Just before we get underway with it, I'm gonna cap it off straight away. You're gonna see some weird stuff happen the first half of this. Now this is because I had some connection dropout issues at the first part of this race. It was on my internet, so you're gonna see everyone else's cars move about. That's not them doing anything weird, it's all me. My internet, so I am on fibre optic, it's really quick internet and it's usually brilliantly stable. But for some reason it just dropped out completely. Had loads of latency, loads of lag, nothing worked for half a lap. What you're going to see on the replay is my POV, I guess, so what everyone else is doing is what I saw, not what they saw. And it's going to cause me issues, but at the same point it's going to cause them issues as well. So what I'm going to say right now, before you even see any of it, it's the first time I watched it back. I'm doing this replay raw, not even watched any of it back yet. Is apologies to anyone that's caught up in it, because it's not what I want to do. You know, I certainly don't want internet issues to spoil anyone's race. We've seen it happen with Milky Bar before. You know, his car was all over the shop at Suzuka and it ruined a lot of people's races, but that wasn't his fault. But yeah, anyway, let's crack on with the replay, and we'll see what chaos I cause, shall we? Because I know there were some, because they've all been telling me about it. So let's see what happens. So Has 91's going to get us on riding the Ford. Lights go out and they drop away. You see straight away there's lag. So other cars are about to start dancing around. There you go. So pay little attention to what you're about to see, because this is when it all starts going off. Look. So I'm not really going to be able to commentate fairly on any of this, because as far as I'm concerned I get whacked off track in a minute. There we go, Pav hits me off, but again on his screen I'd have been somewhere else completely. I'd have just appeared there. So I'm down to 10th. Let's see what's chopping off, because I think the connection issues just sort themselves out really quickly. So what we're seeing now should be pretty reliable. So LBJ's had a great start, up into second place already. Has 91 down in third from first. Thundercat down into fourth. The Porsche's put him at pot. Straight up there, look at him. He's pretty much the back of the grid. Put him at pot's up to fifth place. The other work of the Pool King's into sixth, but he's fighting off the Mazda and the other Porsches. And then we've got the Alphas and me coming through as well. So a couple of the faster guys have got past me. I was still trying to get my house in order after what happened at the start. Dawson is still at the back, but I know what Dawson's approach is on this. It will become apparent what he was doing. He was literally just taking it steady and picking people off. You can use these reverse grid races quite effectively if you know you've got the pace to just manage fuel, manage tyres, put a mega stint in, and do all your hard work in stint 2. So we're going to see Potter McPotter go for a move on Thundercat. So from the back of the grid, Potter's about to secure a 4th by looks of it. See if he can get LBJ in the same corner as well. A little bit of door-to-door contact, but it's alright to be fair. No one went off, no one's got hurt. Potter, a lovely, that camera angle's way too close for me. Potter has to back out of that one, so that's LBJ surviving for the time being. Mutt's doing a great job in first, leading the pack away. And his teammate is a few places down. Potter coming under pressure from Thundercat. The braking zone is catching a few people out. Whistler King just gets it a little bit deep there, and Pav's going to hit Whistler King as a sort of side effect to that. That is going to promote a few of us up a place. Pav does the right thing and slows right down though, and lets anyone affected go through. So that's the sportsman-like side of Pav that we all like to see. I'm now trying to put a move on the Pool King. I always got a much better exit out of that section of corner than the Mercs. Coming to the back of Pool King now. He's just going to want it a little bit wide. That AstroTurbo's not very grippy. Still see the catch is just a little bit jittery still. Pool King is doing a good job of holding that on the inside. I'm going to just manage to get my car in front in time. Up into 6 I go for the time being. Meanwhile, Fat Pickles Brew chasing down the pack, so he's not done as good of a job as some people are getting through. Dawson up into 11th there, as you can see. It looks like there's some cars at the back that weren't there before. See how Potter's getting on against the Mercedes of LBJ. So there's 2 German manufacturers going head to head at Dragon Troll Gardens, leading a train of cars away, so they're all giving each other slipstream now. This is the favourite overtaking opportunity on the entire circuit. LBJ doesn't go defensive here. It looks like Potter is going to go for a move. Potter looks like he's going to make that happen on exit though. No, LBJ for the time being second place. Thundercat trying to latch onto the back of that group. I'm up into 5th, having a little battle with Whistler King right now. So one good thing I guess for the Mazda is this track is probably less reliant on overall power. As long as your car's nice and stable, you've typically got a decent chance. So there's a good battle going on behind with the Pool King, Tricky Tree and Pav. Dawson's getting in the mix of that as well. Fat Pickles Bro's had an absolute shocker of a race so far. He's all the way down in 11th right now. So let's see if Dawson manages to get moves made. He's going to go for the cutback on Pav, decides to tuck in. Pool King gets it wrong coming through the last corner. That's going to let Dawson attack him. And Dawson just tucks in. Yeah, Has 91's right at the back now. So Dawson's just going to tuck in behind the Mercedes. Some good racing going on here. Oh, Pool King's off. Pool King's off, but he keeps it off track, doesn't get in anyone's way. And that does put Dawson up to 9th position. He's going to try and get Pav coming down the main straight. The Lexus in a straight line is an absolute beast of a car, so the Porsche is better on the brakes than the Twisters, but the Lexus for raw power, not many Group 4 cars seem to match it right now. Dawson chooses not to lunge one down. Pav keeps his line nice and tight. That's good driving by Pav. Let's have a look a little bit further up. There's a little bit of a mix on going on between me and LBJ. So LBJ just managed to keep it off. I just managed to get through. On the inside, me and LBJ side by side now. kind of have to give that one up as a bad shout for the time being. You see Rizzler King having to defend a tricky tree. Meanwhile, up ahead, Thundercat's passed. How battered my car is. Look at the state of that. 90 grand car and I've treated it like an absolute train wreck. Pav 46 looks like he's got his work cut out now. Going to defend to Dawson again, coming into the twisty chicane stuff. The Porsche is normally pretty good here, but no matter how good you are, you've got a Dawson to defend with, and this man is an absolute beast of a dude. So yeah, oh, that was me. That was me. I was like bouncing my car over the sausage gird there. Down the field, then there's a little bit more intense battling going on. Me and OBJ going side by sides. We're going to try and stick it in, a little bit of a tap there, that's going to send me off the circuit. Just managed to save it though, and a little bit of a light flash from me, you can tell I'm not really happy about that, but there we go. Fifth back, Pav 46 is defending to Dawson still, so Dawson's not managed to get past Pav just yet. Again, biding his time. Pav's not exactly slow, so I won't be holding him up behind those fat pickles, Bro in 10th. Hoping for a better result out of this one. And the Bull King, what's happened to the Bull King? He's all the way down in 13th right now. Let's hope he can haul himself back up that grid. Meanwhile, Maximus Kudosius to Mutt 36. He's 6 laps deep into this, and he's leading this legitimately with no issues. Meanwhile, further behind Potter, Potter's having to defend Thundercat. Thundercat's going to go for a move at the hairpin. Potter's going to have the inside line. It's a case of who's going to be later on the brakes. And Thundercat's going to have to go the long way round. Potter just clambers over the apex and just about sticks it in there. They go side by side into the S's. This is ultimately probably going to work out better for Thundercat, because Potter's just going to have to concede. Coming into this section of the circuit, can't go to side by side here really. Tricky Tree's going to try and get involved in this action. For now it's Thundercat leading the way. Tricky Tree's going to be able to carry a little bit more apex speed than Potter, but Potter with the slipstream of the car ahead probably going to be able to defend that one a little bit easier. Potter actually goes out on an attacking strategy. Tricky Tree without a slipstream maybe left behind here a little bit. He's just gonna have to tuck in, I think. Oh no, someone's made a little bit of an error, but they all resume as normal. So it's Tricky Potter. It's Thundercat, Potter, and then Tricky. Then in 5th we got LBJ, Dawson up into 6th, and Pav 46 in 7th. Fat Pickles Bro in 8th at the minute. Was the King in 9th, followed by my good self in 10th. Not having a very good race, absolutely shocker of a lap that one. Yeah, not a great lap for me at all. So I usually do like this track, but yeah, just probably just not in the zone, not on the time of it. So it is what it is. Happened to us all, but it seems to be happening to me quite a lot this season. Battle for seconds getting heated. This little battle is allowing Mutt to escape though, but these boys at any one time you have a feeling that an overtake's going to happen, or we're going to have some issues. So as you come into the sweeping right-handers, 3 corners in one, it's just going to be a little bit of a get-together. Potter does go off the circuit. That's going to really sacrifice Potter. Oh no, he's sideways. No, don't do it. No, that's Potter going to be all the way down then. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Potter. He's with 18 minutes to go in this one, so he's got time to recover. But he's going to really have a job on his hands to get back up to the order to where he was. That's affected Tricky Tree as well. Don't forget Tricky Tree now down into 7th. Just following me around now. Sorry, I'm just following him around. So we have new pole sitters at the minute. Dawson currently chasing down third place at LBJ007. LBJ's got a little bit of a gap to Thundercat, so he's not getting the benefit of any slipstream in his defence to Dawson. And you have the feeling Dawson's going to be lining him up for a move at the hairpin any minute now. We'll just keep an eye on this and see what develops. Just jump on board with Dawson, see, he looks a little bit too far back for me. He's too far back, so just decides to take it nice and steady. The Lexus driver biding his time, but that is paying off quite well for him. He's taking good care of his tyres as well. Tricky Tree behind manages to get past path 46, so Tricky's had a good lap. He's managed to make a few places up. There's a Pav down to 6 now. James Harben up into 7th. Whistler King. He's having a little bit of a battle with Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles, we heard on the grapevine, isn't a great fan of this track. Whistler King gets it on the red AstroTurf, but manages to ride that out. It's not a lot of us are able to do. As soon as you get on that, you weren't coming off it, unless you were going to come off it sideways. Alright, so Fat Pickle's not able to get through just yet. Has 91 in 10th. Got the Pull King in 11th. I'm down in 12th. I'm in auto drive at the minute. I've had a little bit of a rage moment after something happened that lap. I can't even remember what it was, to be fair. Decide to just roll into the pits and have a bit of a mental mind reset. Kudos, massive kudos to Mult36. Mr. Mult36 has led this pretty much since the start, and he's now building up a commanding lead to the guys behind. So Thundercat in second. I just wanted to check on the fuel then. So Mutt is churning through fuel. He's revving his car out quite a lot. Not doing too bad on his tyres, got to be said, but he's using a lot of fuel, so he needs this gap because he's gonna spend longer in the pits. We are looking at pit stop phases at any time now, ladies and gentlemen, so this will really tell us how the race is going to play out. Everyone else are roughly the same, so just under half a tank. James Harben's doing a good job in his OP Alpha to save fuel, and look at that tyre wear. There's just no tyre wear on it at all. Whistler King and the Mazda, that does eat its front. But again, decent job on fuel for Whistler King, so he's not going to have to spend as long in the pits as a lot of other drivers. Fat Pickles both really saved a lot of fuel. I think he's going for the no stop again. Dawson has pitted, so I think Dawson wanted to get out of the fights he was in and just come into the pits, undercut everyone else. So he's going to want to put in a good few laps together now. Pav 46 looks like he's pitted as well because he's on fresh tyres. Dawson's already making moves. A few cars have pitted behind, in front of him. He's already up to 5th, and he hasn't even had to make an overtake yet. So that's Dawson now chasing down the Mazda of Whistler King. Whistler King has dropped the livery this round. I don't know why. I think they may have had a sponsorship disagreement. I'm not too sure, but he's just running the standard Mazda customer racing livery there, as opposed to his usual one. 46 going to go for a little bit of a move on Fat Pickles, but it looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it. Looks like Pav's getting the slipstream from Whistler King up ahead, but just can't get the move made under braking unless going for a very audacious switchback move. Again, looks like they're going to go 3 wide into the S's. This isn't going to work out, boys. One of you's going to have to just back out of this. Looks like it's Pav that just decides I'll live to fight another day on this one. We know the Mazda is vulnerable during the section we're coming up to, so if Pav can make anything happen around here, I mean, he's going to have to go around the outside, which doesn't look like it's going to get no. Well, he saved it. He saved it. He's nearly done what his comrade Ray Potter did, but he has managed to salvage that one. Thundercat has just pitted, so his 8th place isn't necessarily representative right now. Same comes up Tricky Tree. I'm in 10th and now just looking to salvage a result out of this. God knows what I'll be able to get out of this one, to be fair, but I just want to complete it and get some points on the board. Has-91 chasing me down. Potter knows a guy that's got pace and he's going to want to get by, but he's put an absolute ton of fuel in his car, Potter, so he's on an ultra attacking strategy now. And the Pulking's pitted as well. When is Mutt going to pull the trigger? Is he waiting until he pretty much runs out of fuel? So he's in the 139s, James Harbin in the 138s, who hasn't pitted as well. Everyone else behind is pitted, and we'll just see how this plays out. So it looks like Mutt's finally pulled the trigger and comes into the pits. The problem is I think this might be a little bit too like a James Harbin, who hasn't pitted yet actually. He's just coming down start finish straight. This man is now, I want to say de facto race leader. He's going to get past Mutt in the, who's still in the pit, sets a new fastest lap, 1:37.5. So he's now going to get on with chasing down James Harbin, although James might well pit before Dawson gets there. Mutt does resume the race in third though, so he's just come out ahead of Pav, so still it's a good result if it ends like this. He's come out quite heavy on fuel compared to the Porsche, so whether Pav's underfueled or Mutt's overfueled, I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Tricky Tree, oh, big issue there for Tricky Tree. Let's just go back and have an instant replay of what happened there. I want to say the sausage curb killed him. Yeah, came in too hot, tried to correct it, just got all out of shape, and he's just going to bounce the car off that sausage curb, and it's just throwing him all out of sync. So unfortunately that's messed Tricky Tree up. See if he gets up to speed before Rizzler King gets there and devours him. Who knows? Worth pointing out Tricky Tree's pace, he's just put in a 1:37.7, so he's not exactly lapping slowly around this circuit. Let's check in on everyone else. Fat Pickles Bro, we've said he doesn't really enjoy this circuit. He's down in 9th at this minute in time. Has-91 and Potter having a bit of a ding-dong, so Potter's on a recovery drive, you'll remember me saying. After that incident at the part of the circuit we're actually coming up to right now, so Potter's trying to recover his race and get some points in the bag for Porsche. He's trying his best to obviously not let that happen. But Potter, somewhat inevitably, like Thanos, I am inevitable. And Potter sneaks his way through into the top 10. Meanwhile, me v Pulking, so I'm at this minute in time rock bottom of the standings. So I'll go for a little bit of a switch back on the Pulking. He defends it nicely. No way you're going to out-drag that Mercedes unless you get a better exit, so I do manage to get a better exit than the Pulking. He's going to tuck back in. And at this minute in time, I'm not last, which is probably all I can hope for out of this race, to be brutally honest, because it was not good for me. Let's see if I manage to mess this part of the circuit up again. Who knows? Oh, Pulking gets a little bit choppy there. That's just going to allow me to break away a little bit. Meanwhile, Dawson's managed to sneak his way like a ninja. So I was at the back of the pack and Dawson was at the front of it. Talk about being carried. Dawson's got past James Harbin. James might well be able to pull off the no stop here. He's marginal. He's going to be marginal on fuel though. But his tyres are alright, so I might be able to do it. We'll see. We'll see if he decides to just get a pit stop done now and chuck a little bit of fuel in that car. He won't need too much. He might still be able to come out in second place if he does that, because he can probably get away with not changing those tyres. But I think if you're going to pit, you might as well. Let's see what he does. No, he carries on like a valiant soldier. 36 then, still ahead of Pav, so he's doing a great job, is 36, of holding on to that third place in the Ford. The Mustang, really nice and stable car, so I'm not surprised that he can hold on to that position in all brutal honesty. But he's a good driver. He's my teammate in another championship. I know he's driving well. I know he can hang with the best of them. Pav is one of the best of them. He's in a Porsche as well, which is a really nice car to drive. Chasing him down feverishly, but Pav's marginal on fuel. Looking at that, has Pav not pitted yet? I thought he'd paired. He's gonna have to come in. He's going to have to come in, so it looks like Mutt's third place might well be assured. The next car behind him is Thundercat. Thundercat is a few seconds back from that little kerfuffle up ahead. LBJ is just behind him in 6th, with Tricky Tree chasing him down. Tricky Tree will be looking to get further up than he currently is. He knows he's got pace to do better. Meanwhile, Fat Pickles, it looks like he's pitted. Yeah, fresh rubber on that NSX now. So he has pitted. Monsieur Rizzler King on his fastest lap of the race so far, so really pulling a performance out with that Mazda. Now he's got those tyres up to temperature. He's a good old driver, is Rizzler King. That Mazda doesn't show off his best work. Pot after entering the top 10, now he's going to be chasing that Mazda down. James Harden does pull the trigger on a pit stop. Let's see where he comes out. Pav pits as well. So Mutt's still in second. Thundercat, is he going to be able to get ahead of James Harben? There's James Harben coming out of the pits now. So Thundercat and LBJ get past him. LBJ in turn is going to go for a move on Thundercat. It's a nice little move if he can make it stick down the inside of turn 1. Has he overcooked it? Time will tell. Is he going to take the safe approach? He is. A wise move, LBJ. One miscalculation there, and you're in the barrier. But Thundercat looks like he's just bump drafted him down the circuit, to be fair. Thundercat and LBJ having a little bit of a fight. Thundercat looks like he's going to make that move happen. Looks like my connection issues creep in again. There's jitter we seeing us or me. Treat is up to 5th after Mr. James Harben's pit stop, so James came in, got some fresh tyres on and put some fuel in. He's come out in 6th. Not bad result for James so far. Well, it's all kicking off for 3rd. Tricky Tree's got a job on defending to all this lot. LBJ's going to try and get it round the outside of the hairpin. You're going to be hard pushed to get a move made on an Alpha there, I'm afraid. Mercedes is a big old boat, it's powerful, it's surrounded now by very nimble cars, so both the Alphas and both the Hondas in on this fight. Can the Mercedes prove to be a rose between the thorns? He doesn't look too far away from getting a move made on Tricky Tree, to be fair to him. This is the view that Tricky's got. He's got 4 cars chasing down for his position. He's currently sat in the last podium spot. Coming up to the 2 fast sections of the circuit now, so this little back straight here leads onto the very long front straight and T1, of which the Mercedes will just be able to reel him in. So as everyone makes it through the last corner alive, let's go back and check. LBJ has reeled him in a little bit. Tricky doing a good job so far. So at the minute in time he is holding on to the podium spot. So Thundercat's going for the risky smash it over the sausage curb move. Fat Pickles Bro just clinging onto the back of this fight. 2 and a bit minutes left to go of this race. Let's see how everyone's doing for fuel. Looks like everyone there's alright. Pav's smashing his tyres to bits, trying to get in on that fight up ahead. And meanwhile Rizzler just behind. Potimus Pop, tons of fuel, half a tank. I guess he accidentally overfueled in the pit stops, to be brutally honest. I'm trying to chase Potter down. I've got Has 91 breathing down my neck. Has and the Paul King are having a little bit of a battle. Meanwhile, Mr. Dawson smashing in the 137s throughout the entirety of his second stint. Absolutely bossed it. Nothing really else I can say about this dude other than he's an absolute alien. But I do appreciate him helping me out in terms of tips and advice and stuff over the past few weeks. I will miss that when this series comes to an end, I won't lie. Mutt 36, mate, honestly, like, I'm gonna do this like on stream, won't I? Round of applause, mate. That, like, I know we've got a minute and a half left of this race to go, but my God, mate, what a performance from Mutt. Definitely driver of the race for me, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. I know Dawson's come from the back to the front, but you expect that with Dawson. Like, with Mutt in a Ford, definitely not the open car, shreds its tyres, drinks its fuel. Mutt's dragged that from, you know, into a position where it should never be. So well done, Mutt. High praise, mate. High praise indeed. Meanwhile, behind, Tricky Tree is pulling away from LBJ, actually. So this fight has simmered down a lot. So it's Alpha, Mercedes, Alpha, Honda. So all these teams are still picking up decent points from the case. A little bit sideways coming out of there. Pav's not managed to catch up to these guys yet. Rizzler King is all over him. I think Pav's just having to be a little bit careful on fuel. Looks like he's got enough to get to the end, in fairness. But Rizzler King, similar position, is gonna try and make a move happen on the Porsche. All he needs is one slip up from the Porsche driver, and that move is his. Let's skip up to Dawson. Is he going to have to do another lap? I think he's going to have to do a lap on his own. Call it a lap of honour, Dawson. Yeah, you're through. 1:37.1, fastest lap of the race, right at the end. Mate, honestly. So 2-1 done. Mutt 36 seals second place in this race. Brilliant job, my friend. Tricky Tree gets the last step of the podium to himself. LBJ very close at the end with James Harbin and Fat Pickles. Bro slides it across the line. Do appreciate a good hand slide. Go on, Thundercat. There we go, my friend. Lovely stuff. Pav just beats Rizzler King to 8th place. Podham at Pot. I was chasing him down at the end because of his heavy fuel load. Gives me a handbrake at the end. I smash one in as well. Lovely stuff. Come on, boys. You're going to give me a handbrake as well. The Pool King and has 91. You boring sod. So that's your race results confirmed, other than just leaving Dawson on his own doing laps. Everyone else has finished and we were just waiting for this boy to finish his lap, which means Dawson is going to lap everyone once from the back of the grid. Yeah, that's the level that we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's go and have a look at where this race result leaves us in the standings, and we'll look forward to what's coming up next, shall we? We'll just give Dawson the credit of actually finishing the race, and then we'll go and see what's to come. Yellow flags are out because we've all smashed it sideways across the line. So confirmation of race results then. So Dawson takes the win, as you'd probably expect with Dawson taking the win. In terms of what that does to the Constructors' Championship, Lexus still lead the way. The interesting one is Mercedes have hauled themselves off the bottom from last week. Ford are down there now. Most other teams keep their same sort of positions as effective last week. In terms of where the Drivers' Championship stands, Dawson now takes a clear lead at the top. Fat Pickles leaps up a spot. Not too many changes, but you can see there where the points lay. In terms of next time around then, so next week in the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series, Sardegna B and St Croix B, and we're sticking with the GT4s as well. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you tune in for the future videos. Like, subscribe and comment.